Good morning, Mizzou fans. It is NFL Draft Day and a big one for the Missouri Tigers. Gabe Armand here, PM in the AM, back with you after a day off because, hey, sometimes there's just not a lot that's happening. Today, a lot that's happening. Tonight, specifically, at least one Missouri Tiger going to hear his name called on the first night of the NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I think there's going to be two, but we will have to wait and see. Let's talk about those two kids. First of all, Armand Membou. I mean, three-star kid out of Lee Summit was generally regarded as the third best college prospect on his own team, maybe the fourth best prospect, actually. Lee Summit North, if you want to include Jamar Mosey in that. All he did was come and start 5 games as a true freshman, 3-year starter in the Southeastern Conference, leaves early, and he is not just a consensus first-round pick, but really a consensus top 10 pick. Let me read you off the list of Missouri Tiger players who have been drafted in the first 10 picks of the NFL draft. Bob Stuber by the Chicago Bears in 1943 at number 9. Bill Delastatius in 1946 at number 8 by the Detroit Lions. There are not a lot of Missouri players I've never heard of. No offense to Bill's family. I had never heard of Bill Delastatius. So that's 2. Then you got to fast forward for the next top 10 pick all the way to 1966 and Francis P. at number 10 with the New York Giants. In 1968, Russ Washington to the San Diego Chargers. And then we're going a long time down the road. From Russ Washington in 1968 all the way to, I am scrolling, 2001, Justin Smith. Number 4 to the Cincinnati Bengals, the only top 5 pick in Missouri NFL draft history. Then in 2011, you had 2 of them. Only year that's happened. Alden Smith to the Niners at number 7. Blaine Gabbert to the Jaguars at number 10. I have seen Armand Membou in mock drafts as high as number 4 to the New England Patriots. If that happens, he ties Justin Smith for the highest pick in the NFL draft in the history of Missouri football. Even if not, he's almost certainly a top 10 pick, whether it's to the Raiders at 6, the Jets at 7, the Saints at 9, or the Bears at 10. He's going to be the 8th top 10 pick in Mizzou football history sometime between probably 6:30 and 8 o'clock tonight. The other one's Luther Burton, and that's the intriguing one. All right. Seems probably 50-50 according to all the mock drafters, whether Luther Burton is a first-round pick. I think he will be because, look, are there some question marks? Sure. But none of them are like he's not a bad kid. He's never been in trouble. Honestly, nobody really seems to want to say out loud what the question marks are. What the question marks are not are when you turn on the tape. I mean, this kid gets the ball in his hands, and he's absolutely as electric as anybody that's ever played football here. I think what's going to happen with Luther, I think you're going to get into the 20s. And there are a few people that see the Ravens at 18, the Broncos at 20 as a landing spot. If he gets past Denver at 20, I think what you're going to see is somebody that's in that 30 to 40 range trade back up to get, or 33 to 40, I guess it would be, trade back up to get in the last quarter of the first round for the chance to take Luther Burton, because what that gives you is the 5th-year option. And if he's the player a lot of people think he can be, it gives you an extra year under a rookie contract at the end of the deal, and that is worth its weight in gold in the National Football League. So I think what you're going to see is somebody, whether it's Tennessee, whether it's New England, somebody in that 32 to 40 range, go back up, whether it's, could be the Chiefs at 31, could be, somebody in the 25, 26 range, and get that extra first-round pick and take Luther Burton with that pick. Could be Tennessee taking Cam Ward, number one, and then giving him a wide receiver, and you got both those guys on a rookie deal for 5 years. That's something to watch. But I think Luther goes in the first round. If he doesn't, hey, it's not the end of the world. There are a lot of really good second-round draft picks in the National Football League, and he's still, a top, 40 to 50 player in the draft, which is a heck of a thing. The last time Missouri had 2 first-rounders, I believe, and I'm double-checking my work, yeah, it was 2011, was Blaine Gabbert and Alden Smith. Again, the only other time it's happened, 2009, Jeremy Maclin and Ziggy Hood. So if it happens third time in NFL history or in NFL draft history for Missouri, and really just like this is the sign of what Eli Drinkwitz is doing here. Gary Pinkel always said, when you start putting guys in the pros, that's when people really notice. Well, Eli Drinkwitz has put some guys in the pros. 2021, there were 6 guys. Now, none of them were guys he recruited to Missouri. But 2024, there were again 6 guys. And they were, I think, all guys, or all except one that he recruited to the University of Missouri, 1 or 2. So he's put guys in the NFL. Darius Robinson was a first-round pick. Armand Membou is going to be a first-round pick. Luther Burton could be a first-round pick. You got 3 first-round picks in 2 years. There are not a lot of people that can say that, but he's taken notice of what Drink has done here at Missouri. So a little bit longer edition today. Hope you stuck it out and watched. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's also the last day. If you do not subscribe at PowerMizzou.com, today, the last day, 11 o'clock tonight, 50% off deal goes away. So get it done. Plenty of recruiting stuff going on. Portal still going to be active, even though it's technically closed in basketball and will close on Friday in football. A lot of stuff going to happen. So make sure to join us. 50% off over at Power Mizzou through 11 o'clock on Thursday night. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you tomorrow.